Good morning all. Sunday morning, ain't doing a lot, so I thought I'd just do half an hour's paperwork in the office and have a little chat with you whilst I do it. Here I have one of my Christmas presents. My wife has brought me a new chair because I broke the arm off my old one, so she's brought me a nice new office chair. So that's the captain's chair there. So right. First things first, I just felt I ought to warn local farmers, just to let you know. I know we live with the threat all the time of people stealing what we've got, but over the last month, 6 weeks, we've had a little bit of an issue here. We've had some scrap batteries stolen. We had 2 pallets of scrap batteries here, which at the moment is worth a fair bit of money, scrap batteries. Well, they came one night and they stole, I believe it was about 8 Volvo truck batteries, which weigh about 100 weight apiece, and half a dozen tractor batteries and a sort of a few other batteries, which was on one pallet over near the workshop. And they actually carried them about 30 yards across the yard and then dragged them through a hole in the hedge. They worked hard for them, to be honest with you. They really did work hard for them, but they did steal about sort of, because the batteries, recycling batteries at the moment, they're worth a fair bit of money, to be honest, especially the big truck batteries. But they stole them. They did ask me if they could buy them first. White transit van came in and they called me Mr. John. I think, to be quite honest with you, you're putting that on a bit, but the Mr. John bit, I think he's as English as you and me. And I said, no, we recycle them ourselves, and sorry, but we didn't want to sell them. So off he goes. A few days later, batteries go missing. 2 or 3 weeks later, he comes back again. I see you've got a pallet of batteries, another pallet of batteries down the yard. I said, yes mate, I was. At the time I was fixing a roller shutter door on one of the storage barns. And I says to him, I said, I told you last time mate, I said, before those other batteries that you asked about went missing, I said, I told you last time, I said that they're not for sale and we'll be doing them ourselves. But I will pay you for them. And I said, no, I said, not for sale. Off he trots. Week, 8 days later, went missing. But I thought they might, so I put a camera on him, a security camera on the batteries, and you can clearly you can clearly see the white transit van being loaded up by 3 blokes. They got some balls on them, I'll tell you straight, because they drove through our gate, back down near where the batteries were, and loaded them up. And then the Friday before New Year's, white van drives in our yard in plain daylight, round our lorries in our yard. Before we could get out there and stop him, he drove out again. But on the way out, he stopped at the gate, and the milk that the milkman had just dropped off, our milk, he stole 8 pints of milk, clear as day, on a security camera. Now, I haven't bothered the police with it because it's a waste of time. They just give you a headache. They come out here, make themselves a complete pain in the arse, and do nothing about it. So I'm just warning other people. It's a white transit van. It's an 09 plate. And the registration is SP09WLW, but the last letter could be an M. It could be WLM. So watch out for that number plate. The first 3 digits are definitely correct. So SP09 is definitely correct, because Shella, who works in the office, the last time they came round asking, she took their number, and it's the same van that came asking after the batteries whether they could buy them. So be wary of that. White transit van, 09 plate. He's got black windows in the back, which is a bit unusual to have black windows in the back door. Black glass windows in the back door, a bit unusual. And it's got a sliding side door, and it's just a tatty old 09 transit van. Three blokes in it. There was three blokes in it, and somebody has uploaded on Facebook. Actually, on Facebook, the people who own the Quick Up Centre at Henlow have uploaded the same van, same registration, trying to steal from them. So be wary of a white transit van. Okay, if he's hovering around your gate out in the countryside, you can bet your boots they're going to come back in the dark and rob you. So be warned of them. Okay, we've actually upgraded everything we've got here. Now we've put more cameras in, more security lighting, because it's too dark round here. But the security lighting only comes on, you know, sensor lights and that. So we've improved that, and we've got a couple of standalone cameras now that we've put in places where we can't run cameras to, and they could come through. So they're sort of wildlife cameras that take pictures when anybody goes near them. So yeah, and we put down a few poachers' guns as well. So yeah, just be very, very wary of them. And you know, if you see a white transit van with black windows, just check that registration number. They've been here now 3 times and they've stole every time. So be wary of them. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, what I'm doing here, I've got some safety inspection maintenance forms. We had 4 inspections done. PN05EF, that's had we do 6 weekly inspections on our lorries, because we do not do the mileage that the big tramping lorries do. And her trailer as well has had a safety inspection. And SF11, which is one of my Arctics, a 6x2, she's had one, and trailer 2, which is on the back of Frankenstein, the other FH12 6x2 24-foot flatbed with a combination unit. So I've had them done. Basically what they do, we've got a tick sheet on the front here. They go through a list of things, check them all through, check they're all okay. And if there are any issues, then they put them on these safety sheets. Like this one is the trailer for trailer 2, the VBG wearing on the towing eyes to the limit. They're saying to the limit here, reported. So I'll be changing that out, because to be quite honest with you, all it will do is damage the pin. So we'll be changing that out next week. And so I've got one coming, so we'll whack that in next week. Yeah, we've got that to do. SF11, it had the grille mirror fall off that lets you know whether there's anybody in front of the lorry. So that broke off, so we've got to replace that. But that's in the yard at the moment, it isn't on the road, so that will get replaced next week. And we've got an ABS sensor fault firing off on it, so we'll have to check the ABS sensor. I've got one of them up here. This was for a back axle, this one's for, but it's left hand front that's firing on SF11. But no, these are the sensors. They're plug and play. You just plug them in, which is it's quite a well sealed plug, but they can leak around there and it can let the weather in, which can cause you a fault. So it could be the plug that's playing us up, which we'll check, but that's the sensor end. That goes in the back of your hub and it reads off what we call the exciter ring. The exciter ring is a ring, a toothed ring that presses on the back of the hub, which this reads off of. And it can get corroded, but I very much doubt whether that one's corroded. It's a 2011 truck, so to be honest with you, it takes a fair while for them to corrode. So I would imagine it's a faulty sensor or whoever got in the plug. So yes, so we've got that to do on that one. But no, we normally keep a few bits, but this is the wrong sensor, to be honest with you, because they are the plugs are differently plugged. Your plug is, all the plugs are different because it has to go on a certain wheel, so that the ABS unit in the cab can read what wheel is faulting up, making the fault. But no, we have to have these done every 6 weeks, and we have to have brake tests also done every 4 brake tests a year, a minimum of. And we have to have them done. We actually do 5, so we actually do one more than need be. But Well, they say a minimum of. So you know, it's nice just to go there. With LGVs nowadays, you have got to be 110% right on your lorries 100% of the time. If you're out there and you've got an issue and they pull you up, then they'll look closer at you, and you just want to stay right off their radar and stay squeaky clean. Once you get your trucks there, you know, it isn't an expensive thing to keep them there. You know, even if they're older trucks, if you get a little issue like these two have got, you fix it, and then you stay on top of everything. But most of my trucks, this one's actually got an MOT on the 19th, so we've got some mud guards and bits and bobs to change and adjust mister mats. So we've got a few bits to do on that one. I'll take it off the road, not this coming week. We'll take that off the start of the it's on the 19th, so I think that's a Friday. No, that's a Wednesday, I think. But we'll take that off the start of the week and work on it. So get her up to scratch. She'll be in Friday anyway, so we shall sort the job out. But we'll do most of that ourselves. But then we'll bring in. AC Commercials look after our trucks. We'll bring him in and he'll go through it and then prep it for the MOT on the 19th. So yeah, so I've got them all sorted out. I've done copies of them for Steve to go through the lorry. As soon as it's in the yard, whenever it's in the yard, he'll grab it and take it in the barn and do some bits. But no, that's basically what we have to do. These are 6 weekly checks on all of our lorries and all of our trailers. So the ones that are running on the road anyway. So, but I have heard, well, past, and but he used to bring Bob to work with him, George did. So sorry to hear for your loss, my old mate. Yeah, he was a lovely dog, Bob, and a hell of a ratter. Yeah, he's a good ratter. He liked pulling the squeaks out of them, he did. And he'll be missed. I saw him just for New Year because we went over and had a bit of tea with George's sister and mum, and it was a nice evening, and Bobby was there, but he was right as rain Friday evening. Friday before New Year's Eve. He must have gone downhill from there, but now he'll be sorely missed. Your mum's best mate, so yeah. But all right, George, you take care, mate, and times are great here, my old friend. But yeah, right. I'm going to get back to my paperwork. But yeah, watch out for that transit van because he stole 3 times from me now. So, but if he comes back for a 4th time, he's going to get lit up like a Christmas tree with all the lights and cameras and all the noise-making equipment I've put out there. So hopefully we'll, might put him off. There's no point in calling the police because the police will just do a file, do a report, do what they should do, and that's the last you'll hear of it. I did see a couple of police officers down the garage, and I did down there getting bloody milk because they go in there to get their cappuccinos down the co-op garage, and I did say to them, but we did run the number plate, and it did come up with a car, not a van, and I did tell the police about that, and they seemed interested in that, but I gave them my name and that, but I've not heard nothing, so I don't expect to. So but no, just be wary of them, and we'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care. Bye bye.